Imagine raising a child who grows up calm, confident, independent, emotionally mature, and mentally strong. Not because you drilled ABCs, numbers, shapes, or phonics, but because you taught them one secret skill almost no parent focuses on before age 5. A skill so powerful that it becomes the foundation of how they learn, how they behave, how they make friends, how they solve problems, and even how they handle failure. And yet, most parents unintentionally skip it, thinking academic skills should come first. But here's the truth. Before age 5, the brain is wired for something far more important, something invisible that shapes everything else children become later in life. This secret skill is emotional regulation, the ability for a child to notice what they feel, understand what they feel, and then respond to their feelings in a healthy, safe way. Not suppressing, not exploding, not disconnecting, but recognizing emotions and working through them. And the shocking part? A child does not magically grow out of poor emotional control. If they don't learn it early, they grow into adults who struggle with anger, shutdowns, anxiety, and relationship breakdowns. Emotional regulation isn't something kids just figure out. It's something they experience through the way we guide them, talk to them, and respond to their emotions from the very beginning. Most parents don't realize this because the world is obsessed with early academics. We proudly post videos of toddlers reciting alphabets or counting to 20. We celebrate early reading, early writing, early math skills, as if those determine future success. But brain science proves the opposite. The part of the brain responsible for emotional regulation, the prefrontal cortex, grows more in the first 5 years than at any other time in life. During this window, the child learns how to calm down after frustration, how to stay kind when angry, how to wait, how to cope with change, how to feel safe, and how to trust the world. Academic skills can always be learned later, but emotional and neurological wiring, that foundation gets built early, fast, and permanently. Here's where it gets even more interesting. A child who cannot regulate their emotions cannot learn well. They cannot absorb information. They cannot focus. They cannot follow instructions. They cannot build social skills. So when parents say, "My child doesn't listen," "My kid gets angry too fast," or "My toddler is too sensitive," it's not a behavioral problem, it's an emotional regulation problem. And emotional regulation is 100% teachable, modeled, and nurtured by the adults around them. Most parents think the best way to help is to correct behavior quickly. Stop crying. Calm down right now. Don't act like that. That's not a big deal. You're fine. But these responses teach children to push their emotions down instead of working through them. And suppressed emotions don't disappear. They come out as tantrums, aggression, withdrawal, or anxiety. So, what actually builds emotional regulation? The answer might surprise you. Connection, co-regulation, predictable routines, emotional modeling, slow-paced moments, and opportunities to feel safe in big feelings. When a child is melting down, the parent's job isn't to stop the feeling, it's to be the calm that helps them find their calm. When they express frustration, the goal is not to teach them to avoid the emotion, but to help them navigate it. When they fear something new, it's not about pushing them through it, it's about guiding them through it. Picture a toddler trying to stack blocks. They try, the tower falls, they try again, it falls again, and finally they scream and throw the blocks. Most adults jump in with either corrections or distractions, but the real moment of emotional development is in how we guide them through that frustration. Saying something like, "That was hard, you're frustrated, let's take a deep breath together," teaches the child to name the emotion, feel it, and regulate through it. This one small moment creates emotional wiring that lasts their entire life. And these moments appear every single day. Getting dressed, bedtime, sharing toys, waiting, losing, trying new things. Childhood is full of emotional gym sessions, and every one of them shapes the adult they will become. Another essential part of emotional regulation is the space to feel without being judged. When a child hears, "You're being dramatic," "Stop acting like a baby," or "That's not a big deal," they learn to mistrust their internal world. But when a parent says, "I hear you, that was scary," or "I know you didn't like that," the child builds emotional safety. Emotional safety is the soil where emotional regulation grows. A child who feels safe expressing their feelings learns to control their feelings faster. A child who feels understood becomes more cooperative and less reactive. A child who feels connected learns patience, empathy, problem-solving, and resilience almost effortlessly. Emotional regulation isn't taught through discipline. It's taught through empathy, modeling, and connection. But here's the part most parents never hear. Emotional regulation becomes the child's super skill for life. It predicts academic success more than IQ. It predicts mental health more than genetics. It predicts relationship stability more than social background. It predicts the child's ability to adapt, thrive, and succeed in adulthood. And yet, no one talks about it. Instead, parents stress over worksheets, flashcards, tutoring, and activities that do not matter nearly as much. In the first 5 years, the brain doesn't need pressure. It needs presence. It doesn't need perfection. It needs connection. It doesn't need instructions. It needs emotional guidance. When you change the focus from performance to emotional development, everything else improves naturally. Children learn better, behave better, listen better, play better, connect better, and most importantly, they feel better.
By the time a child reaches age 5, their emotional regulation skills predict how they will handle school, friendships, challenges, and stress for the rest of their life. That's why the most important thing a parent can give their child before age 5 isn't knowledge, it's emotional strength. And emotional strength doesn't mean not crying. It doesn't mean being tough. It doesn't mean always staying calm. Emotional strength means the child has a toolkit inside them, tools they learned from you. The first tool is the ability to name emotions. A child who can say, "I'm sad," "I'm frustrated," or "I'm scared," is already halfway to calming down. Naming emotions activates the logical part of the brain and reduces emotional overwhelm. Instead of yelling, screaming, or hitting, the child learns to communicate. And this skill begins when parents narrate emotions gently, like, "It looks like you're upset because your toy broke," or "I see you're worried about trying something new." This normalizes emotions and removes the shame around them. The second tool is the ability to calm the body. Kids do not automatically know how to take deep breaths, pause, or reset. They learn this from watching calm adults. When you breathe deeply during conflict, when you soften your voice, when you stay steady during chaos, your child learns, "My body can calm down too." Co-regulation is one of the most powerful builders of future emotional independence. You cannot expect self-regulation until you first provide co-regulation. The third tool is resilience, the ability to feel a difficult emotion and keep going. Resilience doesn't grow when life is easy. It grows when kids experience small frustrations and receive calm support through them. When a child tries something, fails, and tries again, with your encouragement, they build grit. When they share toys, wait their turn, lose a game, or solve a conflict, they build emotional muscles that no academic lesson can replace. The fourth tool is empathy. Empathy grows when children experience empathy. When you validate their feelings, they learn how to validate others. This shapes their friendships, their communication skills, and their ability to form deep relationships as adults. Kids who feel seen learn how to see others. Kids who feel understood learn how to understand others. Empathy is caught, not taught. The fifth tool is emotional recovery, the ability to move on after a mistake or meltdown. Many adults still struggle with this because they were punished or scolded instead of guided. But when a parent says, it's okay to start over, or you're safe even when you're upset, or we can try again tomorrow, the child learns something life-changing. Emotions are temporary, and mistakes don't define them. Now imagine a child entering school with these skills. They can wait, share, speak up, calm down, handle frustration, and connect with others. They learn academic skills faster because their brain is not hijacked by emotional chaos. They become leaders, helpers, problem solvers, children with confidence and emotional maturity. That is the power of focusing on emotional regulation before age 5. So what can parents start doing right now? First, slow down. Kids cannot regulate if the home energy is always rushed, stressed, or intense. Create moments of quiet connection every day, snuggling, talking, laughing, or playing without distractions. Second, comment on emotions gently. Help your child understand their inner world. Third, stay with them through their feelings instead of shutting them down. Fourth, narrate your own emotions in a healthy way. Like, I'm feeling stressed, so I'm taking a deep breath. You're modeling emotional wisdom. Fifth, offer predictable routines that make the world feel safe. Kids regulate better when they know what to expect. The truth is, children don't need perfect parents. They need present parents. They don't need parents who never get angry. They need parents who repair after anger. They don't need constant entertainment. They need emotional presence. They don't need someone who always has the answers. They need someone who stays with them through the questions. When you raise a child with emotional strength, you give them a lifelong advantage that cannot be bought, taught in school, or replaced by academic achievements. You give them the ability to handle disappointment, to face challenges, to connect deeply, to express themselves, to pursue dreams, and to navigate life with confidence. You're building a stable adult, not just a well-behaved child. And that is the secret skill kids need before age 5 that no one talks about. Not ABC, not 1, 2, 3, not early reading or worksheets, but emotional regulation, the foundation of every success, every relationship, every decision, and every moment of life. When you nurture your child's emotional world, you're not just raising a child, you're raising a future adult who knows how to feel, how to think, and how to thrive. And there is no greater gift a parent can give.